Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft in our Skyblock world. And we got giant trees to deal with, but that's a later problem. I ran into a little bit of an issue here in the Skyblock world because of Voxy World Gin, which was a mod that I added so that I didn't have to, load a bunch of chunks myself. And I found out that there were a bunch of just chunks out in the void that I had to deal with. So, in case anyone is curious, I'm going to show you how I did that, and to do that, we're going to have to temporarily borrow creative mode. I've been trying to avoid doing that, and as soon as we're done here, I'm going to show you how to change it back so that you can't use it anymore, but I needed it to kill some chunks. So, we're going to fly out this way for a minute and load a couple new chunks, so I can show you what to do. Speaking of which, I see something right there. Because of the Voxy World Gen mod, it basically populates chunks within your Voxy range, so you get a much, much further render distance. So, having this loaded in should actually be more than enough. We've got some mobs falling into the void. So, to do what I'm about to do, you're going to need a tool called MCA Selector installed. And I will meet you over in MCA Selector now that that's done, once I get back to the island here. So, I'll walk you through the process in just a moment. Okay, so before we go into actually changing this over on the MCA selector side, you just need to make sure that your world save is in an accessible spot. Since I'm on Linux, home.minecraft saves is one of the spots that MCA selector can see. For some reason, it won't let me find these in the Modrinth folder, but it will allow me to find them here. And then something that is just advisable to do if you're running Voxy is delete the Voxy file so that the pre-generated chunks will vanish, because otherwise the land masses that you saw existing will be back. Then, once we're here in MCA Selector, we are going to Open World, and we are going to open that save, which I've already directed to, .minecraft saves Skyblock 2.1 recording. In the Overworld, it'll take just a moment here to populate in. You can see there's some kind of floating bits and bobs around. We're going to deal with those. And here is our actual island. And all you need to do is wherever you see world generated in, just zoom in on that area, find some of your empty chunks. In this case, we're just going to grab this area. We're going to do selection, copy chunks, selection, paste chunks, and then just make sure this green box is over whatever you want to get rid of. We're going to paste that. Okay. And then I saw some more up here. We're going to let this take a second to reload. It may take a second here. I know I saw another section up here that had something in it. There we go. Then we can come back up here. We can hit selection. Sometimes you have to hit about just to get it to allow you to do this. Paste chunks. Make sure that you cover that area. Paste chunks again. And we should be done on the MCA selector side now that we've killed those. So I'm going to hop over to the next program and we will pick up from there. All right, and with that, we're now in our next program, which is NBT Explorer, this one right here. And what we can do with NBT Explorer is we can open our appropriate world, show hidden files, .local, share. This one will let us go to the Modrinth app, into profiles, 26.1.2, and then we're going to go into saves and our Skyblock recording world. And then we want to open the level.dat. And from here, we can open this. We can go to allow commands and modify this to a 0, which should get rid of our ability to use any commands in the world. Save, and then let's hop back over to Minecraft. Open our Skyblock world again, where I am hidden under the island for safety's sake. And now, if we look around, we should see nothing floating in the void. We've cleared any loaded chunks. And then if I do /game mode, unknown command, if I do the F3, F4, unable to open game mode switcher, no permissions. So, we are back to being unable to use any commands, which I definitely prefer, especially in the Skyblock world. But it did facilitate us being able to get rid of extra loaded chunks. So, I may, on occasion, need to, as we work on things, do that again if I run into any other weirdness. For example, when we go to the Nether, we may need to repeat this process again. But hopefully we won't need to do that. So, with that, I am going to make a couple of replacement tools. Now that, since I ended the last one by jumping into the void. And we are going to start collecting materials so that hopefully in this one, we can pick a spot and we can build out our mob grinder. So we can start getting some more materials to work with. And then hopefully after that, we can decide where we want to put our nether portal and get a little more progress. We can also start migrating our dirt again, since it looks like our 2 wide is now completely full there again. So, I'm going to get some materials together, and I will see you guys back here in just a couple of minutes. Alright, guys. Things look a little different, and that is because I have had various bouts of computer problems over the last, 36 hours or so. But, hopefully, probably, maybe, it's fixed now. Fingers crossed. Maybe you all should cross your fingers for me too, because I don't know. But we got a little dark room over here set up so that we can try to get some mob spawns, and we have been getting a couple. What we really need to get is some zombies so that we can get some iron. We did. Our first zombie gave us a carrot. We got some bones, some arrows, some gunpowder. We got a bow. But what we really need is some iron so that we can make a cauldron, so that the next time it rains, we can have a cauldron filled with water, and then we'll have 2 water sources and be able to start expanding a little bit. We've been expanding our grass back this way, and we're almost to our little patch here. We should actually be able to go over there and finish filling that in. Do we have sky rats? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm honestly not sure what night it is anymore. If we hear sky rats, we scamper back to safety. But for now, we're going to go ahead and work on finishing off our grass platform over here, which is currently the most progress I've been able to make because, well, we're waiting on zombies. So, we just want to make sure we don't lose any of our grass into the void. Alright, these 2, and then we are done for now. 10, 11, 12, 2 more, which will be those 2. And then the rest of this will go towards starting a small farm. But we need to get the grass all the way over here first. And then, yeah, for now it's just going to be us on repeat, killing whatever spawns in the spawn box. Hopefully, pretty quickly here, we can get some iron together, but it may end up being something for the next episode. We'll see. For now, we're going to keep working in the background, and I will let you guys know if anything terribly interesting happens. Wait, while you guys are here, let's just see if this guy happens to be our lucky contestant. Iron? Come on. No. Absolutely nothing. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and keep working on stuff in the background, and I will bring you guys back in when I've got something interesting to share. Alright, guys. It hasn't been terribly long since the last recording, but a couple key things have happened. Still no iron, unfortunately, but we're going to do a quick out-of-body experience here. Our grass has reached a point... Ooh, I can actually take one more, but I think I'll wait until it's in there before I take the rest of this. But we've got this area completely filled in, so our grass is just going to get to spread across this entire thing. And we'll move some torches so we have some torches centered in here. We'll get some fence posts up once the grass crosses the threshold here. But that gave us enough grass to get a little farm started. So we are going to plant this, and then we're going to turn the 12 bones we've gotten from the spawn box into bone meal. And we're going to, at least for the moment, rectify our food situation. Oh, this is not going to work if I do it that way. What about this way? Nope. Hold on. Because I only had one. My bad. There we go. Oh. And apparently I broke it. That's fine. Okay. Where is it? There it is. And this will get us plenty of carrots, which definitely is much needed because we've been on the precipice of starving for a while here. And we can just drop carrots in all three of those spots. And if you're wondering how this is hydrated, it is because this is right here in that stone block. We have our water, and it's just passing hydration across to here. Apparently, hydration doesn't care if there's a gap or not, which is something I feel like I knew at some point, but I haven't had to use in a while. So anyways, we've got a little carrot patch, which is our food situation. Far better handled than it has been in a while. So next, let's start... Do I have wood on me? I have plenty of wood on me. Phenomenal. I'm going to start getting our fence gate situation over here handled. We can take that. And then the exact opposite. Oh, you know what? Helps if I have planks first. The fact that I don't have any planks is kind of weird. Perfect. Pop that. We're going to put this one here. We're going to wait until the grass spreads past. I think it can grow under fence gates, but honestly, you know, we'll just do it. It's fine. I can't make up my mind. We're going to live with it. And I know there's plenty of light over here already, but I'm hoping that more light will just help the grass spread a little bit faster. And as you can see, we are plenty lit up. No chances of mob spawns. You know, while I'm thinking about it, we are going to add these. Just because we've got them, we may as well. I know what I'm doing. I don't. Don't let anyone lie to you and tell you that I know what I'm doing. It's deceitful and wrong. But at some point in the future, when we can put lanterns off of those, it's going to look really nice. I may as well just do these. Perfect. And just think, at some point, we're gonna have a mob grinder, and then we'll have cured villagers, and then we'll have a trading hall and an iron farm, and all of the things that make life significantly easier when you're on an abandoned island in the middle of the void. Iron farm's super easy to get set up. Fortunately, the unfortunate part is that we only have one lava source, so we basically have to decide if we want it in our cobblestone generator or in an iron farm once we're able to make one. Just make sure nothing's over here real quick. Nope. Alright. So, we've got more trees to chop down. We've got more work to do. Yeah, that already looks so much better with the little fence posts to it. Okay. And, of course, the goal for the Skyblock world is to expand it further even than the one that I had started before, the one that I started showing off where I was doing it in single player, because, you know, with you guys watching, I feel like I can get a little bit more ambitious than I would if I'm just playing for myself. And I've got some big plans for this little Skyblock. Big enough plans that we're probably going to have to purge more, distant chunks in the future, so I'm glad we covered how I did that today. Nope, wrong button. I broke out the bow earlier, got the take aim advancement, because I had sky rats, and I ran out of arrows fighting sky rats. Let's see. Oh, and I got one more arrow from skeletons in the farm. So, we are at a juncture where we're back to the waiting game again, but at the very least, slightly better equipped than we were before, because now we have food. No zombies though. Though, if we can get these guys wearing the, what do you call it? Chainmail, to drop their chainmail stuff, we can use that to get iron as well, because we can smelt it into nuggets. It's slow, but it is iron, and we need all we can get right now. So, I'm going to kind of futz about, cut down trees whenever they appear, handle the crops for a little while, hope for zombies in the spawn box, and wait for our grass to finish spreading into this mob chamber, or this, hopefully soon, mob pasture. We'll see how it goes. I am going to keep doing some background work, and I will see you guys back here in just a minute. Saw something weird there. Anyways, I'll see you guys back here in just a minute.